Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cosmetic Bureau of Investigation. Today is going to be skills file number 3 and it's going to be how to get professional results when grooming your brows at home. Now it can get really pricey going to the salon every 2 weeks, which is normally what these people recommend that you go to. Even if you're paying like $5 to $25, it starts adding up, and you can use that money towards like a new product or stuff like that. And not to mention, some brow artists can be a little bit questionable and they can kind of mess up your brows. Trust me, I've seen some horror stories and they're never pretty. So I'm going to teach you how to do your own brows at home, and it's honestly like the easiest procedure ever. Like it'll take maybe like 10 minutes. So all you're going to need for today's video is a ruler, preferably one that's plastic or just kind of like more flexible. You're going to need a brow powder or eyeshadow, whatever you have at home. Today I'm going to be using Prestigious Brow Studio Powder. You're going to need a thin angled brush, such as this Morphe one right here. Now there are some thicker brushes out there on the market, but you really just want a thin one just to really get as close as possible. And you'll see why right now. You're also going to need a spoolie. This one's by Beach Cosmetics. Or you can use like the spoolie that's at the end of your brow pencil. No biggies. You're going to need a small pair of scissors, and you're also going to need some string. Preferably try getting like all cotton and make sure that it's pretty like sturdy. Some string can actually break apart real easily, but you want like nice sturdy string. So the first step to all of this is you have to know that we're going to be using the golden ratio for brows in order to create a brow map. Usually the biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to groom their own brows at home is that they try to kind of just like freehand it, and then they end up with brows that are not even like closely related. I don't even think they're cousins, like they're that far off. And trust me, I've been guilty of that. So that's why I'm trying to teach you guys so like you guys don't make my same mistakes. The first step that you're going to do is we're going to create the starting point of your brows. So where your brows begin. Now, this right here is the bridge of your nose. And you can tell like it tapers off like right about here. Everybody's nose tapers off like different ways. But what you want to do is put where the brow bridge like kind of like ends right here on this side. Look straight ahead in the mirror, and you're just going to draw a line right there. Okay? Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to look straight ahead in the mirror. You're going to place the ruler from the corner of your nose, and it has to cross the center of your pupil. And then you're going to do your next line there. And it's like about there for me. And make sure you're like staring straight ahead. It's just kind of hard for me to do because I'm like trying to film right here. But next, you're going to get the ruler again from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, and that's where your brow is supposed to end. Now, the cool thing about this is that it alters itself. It makes it so that it's really flexible to match a lot of different people's like faces and face shapes, and keeps that into consideration. The other good thing about this is that it makes sure that both of your brows have the same shape. So our faces aren't fully symmetrical, and some people, they try to get this brow to look exactly like this brow when maybe this side of the face doesn't look exactly like this side of the face. So if you align stuff like this, it makes your face look more even and more symmetrical. With that being said, the next part that we're going to do is we're going to pick up some more brow powder, and we're going to connect the dots. So I'm essentially just going to draw a line across to meet with this line. I'm not sure why like my powder's not picking up that well. Okay, there we go. And you're going to do the same thing on the bottom. You're essentially just connecting the dots. The other thing that you're going to do is you're going to connect from the second line down. Same thing up here. Okay, so now right there you have a pretty good brow map of what your brows are going to look like, of what you want to do. Now, the cool thing about this is you can go ahead and edit the shape with concealer. For example, maybe you want a brow that's not as... Sorry, I'm like trying to get my concealer out of here. Maybe you want a brow that's not as arched, you know. Maybe you want to bring your brow a little bit down. So you can literally just go ahead and bring in some concealer and start cleaning that up. And right now I'm just literally using Boing by Benefit, you know. There we go. And maybe you don't want your tail to be that thick, so you can go ahead and bring that down too. And I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm like sick, so that's why like my eye is watering. Oh, it's the season for getting sick. Okay, guys, so I am back. Now, what you want to do is you want to get a piece of string. You want to do it into a loop. And you just want to start twisting it. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be string. Like, if you're not into threading, that's fine. You could start with tweezing. You could start with waxing. I just find that the thread is the easiest one to control, especially if you're kind of starting. So, it's just something to keep in mind. It's really easy to use. Now, what you want to do is you want to place your fingers like this and just practice. Go up, down, up, down. That's what's going to go ahead and move the thread. When you're trying to groom your brows, what I like to do is just press it straight up against the guide that I did and go ahead and run through it, you know. Just go ahead and start lifting up my fingers, and as you can see, it's going to start running through the brows and it's going to start picking up the hair that needs to be picked up. Now, my brows, I just did them not too long ago, so there's not much to remove, but your case may be different, so just make sure to keep that in mind. I'm just going to go ahead and take this a little bit off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this so you guys get an idea of what it's going to look like when you're done. Okay. So this is what my brows are going to look like if I were to follow the guide. Like you can see, it's pretty like real to the shape that I have right here. Something that I like to do with my brows, especially because I do tend to fill them in very heavily, is I like to brush them up. I mean, with this one, there's not much, so let's try this one. So if you brush it up, you can see there's going to be some brow hairs that are longer than the rest, and you just trim them. Right here, I like to brush down, and just if there's anything, just make sure you trim it. It gives you a cleaner shape. And again, with these, just brush them down and give them a little trim. Now, everybody's brows are different, but what I like about this method is that it adjusts to everybody's brow shape. Give it a try. If you're not comfortable again with like thread or with wax or stuff like that, use tweezers and just start taking it one by one. Take off the brow makeup, check how it is, reapply the brow guide and stuff like that, and just see what shape your brows look like in the end. But trust me, once you get it down, it takes like 10 minutes to do this. It's so much easier. You look way more presentable. You look way more groomed. And you're saving time in like having to run and wait, set appointments, spend more money. I mean, with this, most people already have all of this stuff at home. They don't really need to go out of their way to purchase it. So it's something to keep in mind. If you guys have any questions about this method, drop it down in the comments down below. Let me know, and I will make sure to get back to you guys and answer like any like unclarities and any stuff like that, okay? So as always, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me when you guys subscribe to my channel. It really does help me a lot when you guys share my videos and leave a like. So thank you to everybody who's been doing that for my videos. I also hope that you guys have an amazing new year, you know. Set some goals, get those goals done. Make sure you learn how to do your brows. Trust me, you're going to save so much money in 2019 if you can get this routine down. So thank you for watching, and make sure you guys stay tuned because I will be uploading more videos very soon.